to imagine something as small as a mosquito bite changing your life forever. Now, as Grant County officials continue to monitor and spray mosquitoes, some of which have tested positive for West Nile virus, a local couple is sharing how the disease impacted them. Maureen Jones was bit by a mosquito 2 years ago and suffered brain damage. She also lost her ability to walk and stand on her own. In a story you'll only see on Nightside, Kyle Simchuk shows us how she's living with that virus. Kyle.
Jones was diagnosed in 2017, one of 8 cases in the entire state. There is no cure or treatment for West Nile. Jones and her husband have learned to manage this debilitating virus.
I like to sit on the deck and just talk.
Maureen Jones never imagined a mosquito bite would change her life.
I remember telling Phil that I have to go in the house. I'm getting bit.
2 days later, her body broke out in a rash. Doctors couldn't figure it out.
He says, well, it looks like it's viral.
Days later, Jones had a horrible headache and 103-degree fever. Her husband made her go to the hospital.
We walked out to the car, and that is the last thing I remember until I woke up in the hospital a couple of weeks later.
It took doctors 4 days to diagnose her with West Nile encephalitis. The virus infected the lining of her brain.
Probably didn't even register what was wrong with me until several weeks later, because I was too sick to really even care. I was flat on my back in bed for several months.
Her sickness went away. 2 years later, the crippling effects still linger.
It changed my whole life. I've lost my independence, and I was a very independent woman.
Jones can no longer walk and stand on her own. She needs these custom-made braces and her walker.
It's been a very frustrating, humbling experience.
She has memory loss and slurred speech.
I lost my ability to write like the nuns taught me in Catholic school. And now it's more chicken scratching.
Jones had to move out of her Spokane home to a more accessible home in Deer Park. Here, there are no stairs, and the doors are wide enough for her wheelchair. Through it all, Jones has stayed positive, in part because of the strong support from her family and her husband, Phil, who's with her every step of the way.
This is the better or worse thing, sickness and health. And so, I'm in this for the long haul because I love her.
And the CDC says 1 out of 150 people infected with West Nile experience serious symptoms. Jones says she never liked bug spray. She hopes her story will serve as a warning. There have been no reported human cases of the virus in Washington and North Idaho so far this year. I'm Kyle Simchuk for News Nightside.